Oh, I forgot my chat thinger. Ah, that's not chat, that is chart. Cannot spell. Hello, everyone. I'm still not able to spell. Hold on. Chat. And then I can see what you guys are saying. Welcome to the stream. We're having snack day. You will find out very shortly what that means. I don't know what that means. Log in. Shred. So, should be good to go. Teresa says, hola, good morning. That didn't wake you up. I don't know what will. Stuff and stuff is today. So I apologize for not being around last Sunday. I had a massive migraine headache thing and a crazy sore throat lymph nodey thing that left me feeling basically exhausted and unable to function. So stream time was not something that was working out very well. Hi Amy. Hi Brenda. Thank you. Andrea, good morning. Cindy, good morning. Haley, good morning. Teresa's like earthquake. And yes, so all week I've been having like back alignment problems. I've been to the chiropractor 3 times. And yesterday I had 2 ribs, not 1, 2 ribs put back into place, and one of them is still threatening to pop back out. So I'm being very careful to not move too much. So I will try to still be animated, but not too twisty with the spiny ribby poppy thingy, because that is a problem that I have. So yeah, I'm gonna give you a cootie queen. I have the coots, which is kind of funny because there's actually a place in Canada called Coots. It's in Vancouver Island. There's like a little shop on Vancouver Island that has goats on the roof. It's amazing. It's so fun. So yeah, that's a thing you guys needed to know. And you can get little stickers that have the goat on the edge of the roof pooping off of the roof, and they're amazing. And that is the thing that we need to do. You like dislike it when your body destroys you. It's like, happy birthday, your warranty's expired. It's a thing. I kind of anticipated that I was going to start to have issues because I haven't been super physically active. And my body needs the movement juice to be able to function very well. And when I sit here in my studio chair and just do this all day and sandy things and like in weird positions with my leg up to my ears, it does not bode well for bodies maintaining their togetherness. So I kind of asked for it a little bit. But we're going to have a mom moment because you should be getting outside and moving your body muscles, because if you don't use them, they will break, which is always not pleasant. Make sure to hydrate. This is not coffee. Proof it's not coffee. Coffee dehydrates. I didn't actually know that until I went to cancer treatment, because they're saying if you drink coffee, you have to drink at least 1 cup of water to offset the cup of coffee. And I said, well, 1 cup of water is 1 cup of water. And they said, no, if you have coffee, you're like -1 water. So, and I'm having more and more coffee these days, so I'm having to drink more and more water. And so it's just, I pee all day. That's all I do. What do we got? Movement juice. Now the best term that I've heard this week. Yes, we need to use the movement juice. It helps. I can actually feel that helping right now. I'll just like dance. Maybe that's why people dance in their chairs all day. I like playing music generally so that I move and it keeps me going, but it adds extra movement juice. Ooh, 35 miles a week. That is a lot of miles. I need to get back to even just, like, I'm bad at setting crazy goals and then I don't do them at all. So if I set a goal of I need to just walk even up the street, then that's so embarrassingly, like, anybody can do that I'll get out there and do more than that. And it's a pretty good system, actually, because it's like sitting down for 10 minutes and working on something you don't want to work on. It's like, okay, if I give it 10 minutes, you'll probably end up taking a lot more than 10 minutes, but it'll at least get you started. So it gets you past that getting started thing. And I find that if I offend myself with tiny, tiny goals, then I usually put even more energy into it. So works out. Getting outside and in the sunshine is also good. Vitamin D is very good. If you can't get out, take it. Eat the healthy things. Sometimes vegetables are very good. I actually really enjoy my vegetables, so I can't complain there. But I also really enjoy my candy and my chocolate. Speaking of that, our lovely Haley sent me this. And you guys might be like, what the heck is in the box? There's an inside story to what's in the box, and this is going to be the best part of the stream because it's amazing. It is a snackle box. And I don't know if anybody's heard of what that is before. So a snackle box is basically a tackle box. This is going to be glorious. I have not opened it. I told Haley I was going to wait for you guys. And it's killed me all week because I'm pretty sure there's really delicious things in there. And I want to know. And hopefully there's nothing bad that I can't show on stream because it's too late now. So yeah, it is going to sit by my studio spot. So I will always have snacks. And then if I want to go anywhere, I can take it with me. And I have my snacks. It's the best thing ever. That's why the title of the stream had snacks in it. There's probably sugar. I've been promised there's sugar inside. Good morning, Holly. Marcia's real horse gets her moving every day. I wish I could get out to see Turbo every day. It's been bad lately. It's only been... I can go out every... for a while, there was like once a month to check on him and make sure there was like proof of life and he was still doing okay. Recently, we've had a whole bunch of... It's minus like 30 or 40 and ridiculous. And minus 40 is the same in both Fahrenheit and Celsius. So just so you guys know, I think minus 30 is like minus 23 Celsius or Fahrenheit. That's how it converts over. He normally gets blanketed when it's under minus 30 because he's pretty good up to that point. They move around and they get lots of extra food and it keeps their internal digestions, blah, 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 blah. So anyway... I've been out quite a bit trying to take off the blanket, put on the blanket, because it's hot and cold, and you got to leave them for like 6 hours to help their coats acclimatize so that their little hair lifting muscles start again. There's studies being done, or that were done a while ago, that said that once you take a blanket off, it takes about 6 hours for the hairs to be able to fluff up, and fluffing up's what traps the air, which is what keeps the pony warm. And on that note, I really need to sculpt a fuzzy pony. Really. I did a teddy medallion, but I haven't done like a fuzzy pony. That would be fun. That's freaking cold. Yes, it is very freaking cold. Dark chocolate. Hopefully there's dark chocolate in here. If not, I have dark chocolate after eights, but they're mint orange. Very, very good. Maddie would be very offended. Who did I miss saying hi to? Hi, Jody. I don't know if I said hi. I try and catch everybody on their way in, but it doesn't always work. Holly, hi Holly. Snaggle box. We will open the snaggle box together and it will be joyous. I also got another cool thing in the mail that I'm excited for. I saw the volume 2 in the store with Maddie the other day, and I almost bought volume 2 because I was so excited to see this, because Deadpool is a character that breaks the fourth wall, which means he interacts outside of the page with the viewer, the reader, of whatever it is. So like in the movies, if you've seen the movies with him where he talks to, like, turns to the camera and talks to the people watching, he's now in a manga and he is a samurai, and it is going to be amazing. I haven't read a Deadpool comic in a while. I actually have a backlog of ones to read, so that'll be a thing that I indulge in off times when I am trying to learn how to chill on the couch for a little bit at a time and take time to not just work, which is always good. But yeah, super excited because just him being in a manga is going to be amazing. I wanted to show you guys this stuff too before we get into the glorious snackle box. For those working in epoxy, this is a product from Smooth On. And they're the ones that do most of the mold goo and the resin that's used. Well, the mold goo kind of varies, but the resin's pretty standard in the hobby as a Smooth On product. They're Smooth Cast 300, if anybody has questions about that. This is a epoxy putty. It is not pleasant to work with. This is the best ad ever. They didn't pay me for this. It's my own stuff. Amanda Brock had talked about this a while back. Darren had talked about it, I think, at some point. And this one's Freeform Air Fast. So Freeform Air means instead of getting a 5-pound kit, this whole thing weighs like a pound. And then Freeform, so you can do it for really lightweight things like hair. If you want to have a lighter internal structure to a sculpture that you're working on, you can use this for that. You can sculpt detail in it, it just sucks to work with. There's a very, very small window of it being in good working consistency. Well, the fast stuff is even worse. But it will at least allow you to have a lighter armature. So instead of using tinfoil inside of a horse, you could use this. If you wanted more strength, because it'll offer strength as well as light weight. And if you're doing an original fully in epoxy, it weighs like 500 pounds. It's ridiculous. Like a whole 5-pound thing. So this one's much, much less for weight. It is actually 0.85 pounds, which is much better. And the fast version's really nice because you can rough out something. So if I wanted to put in like an armature structure with wire and then build on it with this stuff in like a sloppy version, just to build something for the structure to hold on to that's not going to move. Because wires aren't always enough for that. Some people use masking tape and super glue, but this works really well for me. You can also skip the wire and just use this. Wire helps to stabilize things, and it sets in like 5 minutes. So you don't have a very, very long working time. What's their actual working time? I'm lying to you. Pot life is 8 minutes. Handling time of 45 minutes. So they say it takes a full 45 minutes to fully cure, but that means you've got a very small window before it sucks really, really badly. I should do it on camera for you, actually. It would be really funny. It does get really, really warm. You have to wear gloves. It's super sticky, but it's really nice if you wanted to put in something quick to be able to do your details over top later. And I know for me, there's a frustration in building things up slowly. I don't like building things up slowly. I want it to be bam there really quickly. So that helps me do it. If you added heat, it would cure even faster. So pretty crazy. So if you wanted light, freeform air, just the air part. That is light. That is light and fast. We like these things. Versus your normal Magic Sculpt or Aves Epoxy, which, depending on how old your stuff is, the older it is, the faster it'll kind of cure on you and give you less working time with it. But you usually have a couple of hours working time. Some people say 4, 2, with old stuff, almost down to half an hour, depending on how old it is. And I have some old stuff kicking around. Don't buy a whole bunch in advance, and if you do, freeze it. You can stick it in the freezer and it'll keep it, but otherwise it'll go bad on you. Orange chocolates are so good. Oh, Brenda likes them too. Yay. Hi, Zoja. Or Zoya, sorry. Old habits are gonna die hard. So Zoya corrected me on the pronunciation of her name very politely. Very, very politely. And I very much appreciate it. But for whatever reason, my brain, I think it just likes saying Zoja for whatever reason. It's like Jugo juice. It's bad. We had the Venezuelans, like I said, at work last time, that used to laugh at us for how we would say that. So anyways, Zoya, welcome. I'm trying to say your name right. It might take a few times. What else do we got going on? I'm just reading comments. Probably prefer jumbled after shipping. Oh, but there's sugar in it. Oh yeah, I haven't shaken it too much. Everything's gonna be mixed in there. I did get stickers, but I don't have them here because for whatever reason, they were in the car when I was doing the Cairo stuff and I didn't bring them in. So you get to see stickers next time. I believe I have Darren's Sticker Club, and I also have Northwest Studios. So that'll be fun. For updates on where everything is for shipping, we are finishing up the last of the H's, and all those people have been contacted. So they should start, the ones that haven't seen a tracking number yet should see a tracking number right away. Some of those will be today. And then that means we're moving on to this week. I'll be contacting our iguanas, our lovely eyes for Biter. Sagas, I believe, are all caught up except for there's one outstanding order to a Canadian that I don't believe is on the stream, but that should be sent out today because it's ready to go. And then she's all good. Like I said, much, much easier to cast and not 300. But I am shipping a lot of the biters out, so... we still have yet to make the official announcement as to what's going on with her for the new year. Like I said, I have someone coming on to help with that and help speed it up. And then Chris has actually gotten some time off work to come help cast some biters. So that'll speed things up as well. There will be a break during the holidays. I have my in-laws here. And my mother-in-law actually really wants to help in the studio, which is really exciting. Hi, Shirley, if you're here. She likes to attend the streams too. And so there'll be a little bit of studio work, but I'm probably not going to make shipping commitments. There's also the club that is going to be shipping out at it'll be the beginning of January, just after everything's closed for the new year. And that'll be really exciting. There's some good stuff going into the boxes. I'll be wrapping up the People's Choice for the Medallion Club, and I don't know if I'll announce it or not. I'll have to think on that. I gave you guys kind of an idea of where it was sitting, but there was still another potential 75 votes that hadn't come in yet, so things could switch. We'll see how it goes. So if you haven't replied to that, let me know, or do that on the survey that I sent, and if you don't have the survey link, let me know. I know I owe D a link to that. So if you're on the stream, D, I will send that your way. As for Scuttles, we have Scuttles going out quite quickly. The jolts are incredible. Tom, Jen, thank you. You're the best. And Scuttle is, I believe, Eaglet will be, or Batch E, and they're smaller batches than Biter. Batch E is going to be the last one that's going to be able to go out before the holidays, and then we're moving on. That puts us a fair way through orders, and then once we get to all of the Briarfest orders that are done, and time payments, I'll be giving people the 6 months to pay those invoices and sending those out. I know I keep saying I do it today. I'm sitting down after this and doing it because there's no distractions here today. And I wanted to kind of get some other things under a handle. So yeah, if you have a Scuttle invoice and you have a time pay, there'll be information in the invoice, and it'll obviously say you don't have to pay this month. I know it's December and it might be challenging. You'll have 6 months to pay off the invoice, which is lots of time for what the balance is. I think the balance for most people is $155. And then whenever you want to pay it off within that window, then it gets put into the shipping queue and it'll get shipped as we go. So yeah, and then at the end of that, we'll see if there'll be a couple pieces open or available for sale. I might just have the jolts cast out the molds, and then we'll sell whatever's remaining, and then that'll be it. I don't think that we'll open it up for an open edition after that point. So we'll see how she goes. Let's see what we got. Marcy is excited for Saga. Sagas are coming out so good. She's such a good girl. I'm really excited to see them in paint, so it'll be really fun. Biter, Saga's trying to teach Biter how to behave, and it's worked a little bit, and then Biter starts to influence Saga, and then she's bad for a little bit, and they've got this, like, thing going on. I don't know. It's weird. It's like a Alphaba and Galinda thing. It's like, good witch, bad witch. Who's the bad one? They're influencing each other. Yeah, so it's super fun. Let's see. Prettier in hand if that's possible. Yeah, it's really hard to take photos of sculptures in 3D, especially like the crazy ones. Like Biter's really hard because she's so dynamic and camera distorts things. So you have to see them in person or in hand to really kind of appreciate what's going on. So it can be really hard for us sculptors and people selling models to take good photos. And we know that from Briar. It's really hard for them to take good photos that make us go, oh, we want it. They try really hard, but it doesn't always work. Oh, on that note, I did get mail. I did the Merry and Bright thing with Briar, and I got the pony I wanted. So he is a color shift blue, purple, which I believe is the same color shift that they used on Helios, but over black, which is really neat. And I ordered mine, and they should be here next week, so you'll get to see them on the next stream, because I am in the International Stablemate Club, so that means I get all 3 of the last releases plus the bonus. So, super fun! So I think I get 5 horses in my box. It'll be a big box. Super cool. And he has Abby, which is kind of fun. And there's an electric blue. You can kind of see it here. An electric blue that pops up in his coat, which is really, really fun. So I'm excited and very thankful. The other ones are cool. I've seen the Irish Draft. He's like a green, but not a color shifty green. It might be a little bit of a metallic green with the color shift over top as shading, which is a really neat technique. I have not seen the other 2 in person yet. Maddie got the Murado, so I'll probably get to see that next week. And then, along with my crazy glitter stitch, the present from Maddie last week was a flocky stitch. And he got the hat from the narwhal from last time. He's so cute. So, gonna have like a little stitch army. I need a stitchy shelf for my thingers. Yeah, Kinga, I talked about the Scuttle invoices. I still have yet to send those out, but I'm doing that right after the stream today. I have my water sitting down, gonna do it all. And then there'll be no obligation to make your payment this month because, you know, Christmas holidays, or even next month. You don't have to make a payment every month. The invoice sits there and has an expiration date of 6 months from now, which means at any point during that you can make your payments. You can make 1 lump sum payment. You could do it in 2. You could do it in 10, however works for you. And it doesn't have to be done December or January, but the invoice details will go over that and give you all that information. So, and yeah, sorry for it being so delayed in coming out. But I wanted to kind of get a handle on what we had before adding more things to it. But the Ulps are sending out things quite quickly, so it's going to be really, really fast to be getting Scuttles once they come out. There was also much less of him sold, which helps out in things. And like I mentioned before, his batches are actually a lot smaller, so I should have done that with Biter, because the progression looks a lot faster when you're sending out smaller batches. So, yep. Anyway, Haley's can't stay much longer. Okay, I will open the box now. So, Haley's Snackle box, because she's got to go do a stream. Ready? I haven't seen what's in here. So we're going to do this. There's nothing in the top. I checked. Alright. Oh my god. And it does the... They're falling everywhere! Ooh. Oh, it smells so good. It's got 3, holy crap, levels of candy. That's like all the... Oh my god, it smells so minty and good. All the candies. It's like all the airheads I talked about. Look at that. Mint chocolate. And then in the bottom. Oh yeah. Hold on. I will open it this way. Bubble yums. Oh wait, I forgot a really important one. It's stuck. We gotta have Reese's. Trees. I would eat it because it's delicious. Gumma bars. So we talked about this when she was here for the workshop. Sour bread crullers. On sour Skittles. She apparently thinks I need to be less sweet and more sour. I'm surprised there wasn't like a block of salt or a lump of coal at the bottom. Here, offset you're crazy. Or like a Tums in the bottom. Cool. Thank you, Haley. That's awesome. I'm so excited. And now I have my very own snackle box that I can set there and then add my snacks and eat my snacks. Very cool. Thank you very much. So Haley is having a stream after this. So if you're interested, she might still have space for you to get in on that good action. I probably will not be able to attend, like I said, sending invoices. And I gotta get some biters out the door and that one saga and keep going on my adventures. We will be right in the midst of doing all the club boxing and getting all that ready right away here too. So all that is another thing for another brain time. Yeah, if you need to change things around, Teresa, just send me an email and let me know. And then we can alter things and do whatever you need to do. Yeah, so if you made the decision to do time payments and you want to just do a payment in full, you won't need to change anything because you can pay the invoice off right away if you want to and then be immediately added to the shipping list. If you are on pay in full and you want to change to time payments, we can do that too. Just send an email. Yumsterama, I like it. Yumstosaurus. Very cool. So I guess on that note, I should probably not stay too much longer with you guys, as much as I love you all and I hope you're doing well. So that I can get some things sorted. Was there anything that I'm not addressing? Melty. Yeah, I can't think of anything. I was thinking of maybe doing some video shorts for kind of just the general hobby about things like, and I might have mentioned it before, tips and tricks for learning how to maybe not take your work so seriously or be so hard on yourself, tips and tricks for getting yourself going and overcoming that imposter syndrome thing, how to, what else did I have? There was how to get around, because there's always going to be people that say nasty, ugly things online about your work, about you, and otherwise. And that's probably not something that's going to change at any point ever. It's just going to be a thing. You can censor people, block them. There will always be that person. Or you'll run into them at a show and they'll be a dick. I've had more than one person actively try and destroy my reputation, my career, and my work just in the eyes of other people for years. And they're still at it, like 8 years later. They haven't succeeded. I think it says a lot more about these people than it says about anything else. And it can be really hard to hear people say nasty stuff about what you're doing or who you are. But as long as you're being your own honest self and being true to yourself, then I think that makes a big difference because people see through it. BS is really hard to maintain and keep up, and being who you are as an authentic human is much easier to maintain. So there's my tips and tricks for now. But I think that that might be something, because I've seen a lot of negativity online and a lot of people struggling with what people are saying. And if you're letting the words of others really get to your like soul, it's giving them your power where you don't need to do that. I know it might feel like you can't help it, but there's ways to get around it. Art and horses and models have all come together for me to teach me a lot more about being a better human and finding my heart and finding my own authentic self. Under all the programming and the BS and what people told me, and like my parents telling me that I was worthless and wouldn't do anything, and specifically not to do art and all these things. So it can be really hard not to let a lot of that stuff get right down to your core, but maybe there'll be something I'll say that might help you kind of get past that. So if you guys think that that would be something you'd be interested in or would be helpful, let me know. Because it would be something that I think I would have liked to have years ago when I was kind of starting it with the models, or on some of my crappy days. It would be nice to see stuff pop up that had more of that content. So if it's something that you want, let me know, and hopefully I can have some good stuff that resonates with all of you. And I will get back to my slaving on biters and doing all the things. And I greatly appreciate everybody's patience and working through all this. And your patience for me not being in the stream with my silly whatever the heck. Going to boost my immune system. Working harder on that. Need to get outside. Vitamin D. I'll do that more. Because I have to maintain myself for you guys too. Not just for me. So on that note, I love you all very, 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 very much. I appreciate you all. I hope you know that I look forward to Sundays, and I really like hanging out with all of you and reading your comments. And we have a lot of regulars that are really awesome. So I'll try and keep bringing my awesome for you, and I will see you guys next Sunday. Don't feature